Goddamn.
Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn. God damn it. Goddamn. 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 Damn it. God damn it. Goddamn. 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 Goddamn it.
Victor Goddamn Sullivan.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. Now, quick history lesson. The Uncharted movie is something that's been in the works in Hollywood for quite some time now. Roughly about 11 years. Back around 2010, we were hearing reporting that an Uncharted movie was in the works, and it was going to star Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake, and and the bad guys in the film were going to be Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. And this went over about as well as you'd think. Fans of the franchise were like, hell to the fuck no, Mark Wahlberg is not Nathan Drake. And better yet, what the fuck are Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci doing in this film? Like, these are going to be the bad guys in an Uncharted movie? No fucking way. Especially because 5 years prior, many fans saw who they thought should play Nathan Drake in the character of Mal Reynolds in Serenity, previously on the show Firefly, portrayed by Nathan Fillion, who in all regards is a perfect fit for the character, both in looks, sounds, mannerisms. Like, Nathan Fillion is Nathan Drake. He was made to play that character. This is the character that fans wanted, to the point that someone even approached the at-the-time director and asked him, like, hey, have you thought about casting Nathan Fillion in this movie? And the director was like, why? Because he looks like the guy? And they're like, no, because he is the guy. He's the guy. Nathan Fillion is Nathan Drake. He's the guy. So when we heard there was an Uncharted movie being made, and Mark Wahlberg was the lead, fans were like, no fucking way. And luckily, that project never saw the light of day. I'm thankful for that. Fast forward to more recent times, we hear that an Uncharted movie again is, in the works, this time casting Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. And for some reason, Mark Wahlberg still, but instead of Nathan Drake, he's now playing Victor Goddamn Sullivan. And I can't speak for all gamers, but as for me, I was again like, hell to the fuck no. First of all, I don't see Tom Holland as being Nathan Drake. I can't picture him as being Nathan Drake. I just can't. And then Mark Wahlberg, listen, Victor Sullivan has a very distinct voice, and Mark Wahlberg only can sound like Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg does two things. He turns the Boston accent up, and he turns the Boston accent down. Mark Wahlberg will never sound like Victor Goddamn Sullivan. So I was like, man, I don't like the casting for this movie, but we'll see. Maybe when the movie comes out, maybe Mark Wahlberg will actually change the way he sounds and try to sound like Sully. Maybe Tom Holland will be a convincing Nate. Maybe. And then we started seeing those set photos. And it was like, wait, hold on a second. So Mark Wahlberg is going to look like that. Mark Wahlberg, he doesn't have a mustache. One of the most distinct features of what makes Victor Sullivan Victor Goddamn Sullivan is that fucking glorious 1970s porn mustache he's rocking, right? His fucking Tom Selleck stash. And they're not even going to give Mark Wahlberg a mustache? Like, okay, maybe Mark Wahlberg won't sound like Sully, but at least give him a fucking mustache. Like, that's Victor Sullivan Costume 101. A fucking mustache and a button-up shirt. That's the cosplay guide to Victor Sullivan. Step 1, mustache. Step 2, button-up shirt. Step 3, cigar. That is Victor Sullivan, cosplay 101, and he doesn't even have a mustache. Bruh. But I was like, all right, it's just a screenshot. Just a set photo. Maybe they weren't actually filming. Maybe they were just kind of blocking the scene out. Maybe when we see the trailer, he's going to have the mustache. Maybe he's going to do a little bit of voice work. I'm going to reserve judgment till the day we get the first Uncharted trailer. Ladies and gentlemen, that day is today. And none of my concerns have been alleviated. None. And it pains me to say that when it comes to the trailer for the Uncharted movie, one of my most beloved game franchises, one of my most beloved gaming characters in Nathan Drake, when it comes to this movie, I'm just not seeing it. But I'm going to play the trailer in its entirety, and then I'll go back through it and talk about the things that I like, because there were things in the trailer that I liked, and I was like, okay, that's cool, and then there were things where I'm just like, nah, man. So let's watch the trailer, and then we'll recap it.
There are places out there you can't find on any map. They're not gone. They're just lost.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
This is the path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy. I think you're here because of your brother.
Well, you know my brother Sam?
If you find that gold, you find him too.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a friend of Sully's.
Sully doesn't have any friends. I should know I'm one of them.
You are a collector.
Well, I dabble.
I don't dabble. My family has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he's just threatening to kill me.
Don't touch your ear like that. You look like an idiot.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
I've been dreaming about this stuff since I was a kid. My brother Sam left one final clue.
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
Oh, crap!
And that's the Uncharted movie trailer, ending with this lovely advertisement for Uncharted, the Legacy of Thieves collection, which I guess is all the games remastered for PS5 and PC coming out next year. But yeah, I just... And look, it wasn't all bad. There were things about the trailer that I liked. Like, if you remove Tom and Mark from the trailer and just look at what's happening, it's very much an Uncharted movie, right? Like, it's the locations like you have in the games, treasure hunts, treasure maps, caverns, pirate ships, gold, shootouts, right? Like, that's very much Uncharted. Like, you think of any Indiana Jones movie, National Treasure, Lara Croft, like, that's what Uncharted is. And that's very much what's present here in the trailer. Even that scene where they very faithfully recreate that cargo plane scene from Uncharted 3 with all the cargo crates hanging out the back of that fucking plane. Super cool, right? Ripped directly from the game. Super cool. CGI looks a little bit jank, but still cool that they're faithfully recreating that scene. The problem, again, is when you reinsert Tom and Mark into the scene, and then you're like, wait, who are these people? Right? They don't look like the characters that they're meant to play. And, I mean, you look at the casting for Chloe. The casting for Chloe is not bad. I mean, I think they could have probably done a better job of casting Chloe, but the casting isn't bad. And there's actually a quick scene where you see the same girl later on where she looks a lot like Chloe, right? But it all comes back to the casting of Tom and Mark for me. I can't get over them being cast as those characters, because no matter how hard I try, I just don't see them as those characters. Especially in the case of Mark Wahlberg. It's like they didn't even try. No cigar, no mustache, like just zero fucks given for the source material. Like, how can you so faithfully recreate that cargo plane scene and then so unfaithfully recreate one of the fucking characters, a main character at that? I don't understand it. And I know why they cast certain people, right? Like, I know specifically why they cast Tom Holland. They cast Tom Holland because he's young. It's the same reason why Disney cast Tom Holland to play Spider-Man. Because he's young, even though he's technically not young. He's in his mid-20s. He's young looking. So if the Uncharted franchise were to take off, Sony knows that they can make, Uncharted 2, 3, 4, 5, however many movies they're going to make, and they can keep casting Tom as the character. But for me personally, I'd rather have one Uncharted movie where the characters are faithfully recreated versus 3 or 4 where they're not. Like, I know Nathan Fillion is getting a little too old to play the character, so I would have preferred one Uncharted movie with old Drake, with Nathan Fillion portraying old Drake. I would have much preferred one Uncharted movie with Nathan Fillion or somebody else playing Drake that actually felt like Drake, and someone playing Sully who felt like Sully, versus multiple movies with the people they've cast in this one. I just can't get over the casting. And like I said, I didn't care for the casting when I first heard it. And even though I bitched and complained, it's still in the back of my head, I was like, I'll reserve judgment for when I see a trailer for the movie. But now that I see the trailer, my concerns are the same. They don't feel like the characters to me. And I don't know that that's ever going to change. And that's not to say that it's going to be a bad movie. I mean, for all I know, this could be an amazing movie. It's just never really going to feel like Uncharted to me, because those characters don't feel like the characters to me. And it's a shame. And maybe they feel like the characters to other people. And for those people, I say, good for you, because you're probably going to have a better experience than I will when I go see this movie. Because, like I said, it's just something that no matter how much I try, I just cannot get over. But, good casting does not always a good movie make, right? Like, for example, I think Angelina Jolie cast as Lara Croft was excellent casting. I thought she was a great pick for that role. She had the look. She effectively was able to do a British accent. And I thought that she portrayed the character of Lara Croft very, very well. I thought that was a faithful recreation of that character. Unfortunately, those movies were dog shit, right? The movie sucked, but she was great as the character. Maybe we'll have the inverse here. Maybe these guys will suck as the characters, but the movies will be great. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but that may be the case. And maybe hell will freeze over, and I will walk away from the Uncharted movie saying, holy shit, Tom Holland is Nathan Drake, and holy shit, Mark Wahlberg is Victor goddamn Sullivan. Maybe that will happen. I don't think it will. I think the likelihood is very, very, very low, but it's always a possibility. So, I mean, I will hold my absolute final judgment for this movie for when I actually see it. But based off this trailer, I'm just going to say, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it as much as I think I would or could have had they cast different people. But these are decisions and choices that are outside of my control, and it is what it is. But hey, that's the Uncharted movie trailer, and that's how I feel about it. It's funny too, because the first video I ever made for this channel was a video about why you wouldn't want an Uncharted movie, where I kind of go over how a 1.5 or 2 hour movie would never have the same experience that a 12-hour game would have, right? Like watching a 2-hour movie, you're never going to have the same experience as you would playing a 12-hour game. So that if they were going to do Uncharted anything, they're better off doing an Uncharted Netflix series or HBO series or something versus a movie. I also talk heavily about Nathan Fillion and how he should be Nathan Drake. This is way before Tom Holland was ever cast. So I'm going to link in the description to that video if you want to watch it. It is my first video. It's crazy to actually see how much my channel has evolved since then in the terms of how I make my videos. And then I'm also going to link to that Uncharted live-action fan film that they made starring Nathan Fillion, because I think if you're looking for a live-action Nathan Drake experience, I think that fan film is fantastic. So I'll link both of those in the description. But that's the Uncharted movie. That is my feelings about it. And that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What did you think of the Uncharted movie trailer? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next Supernova.